Alright guys, let's look at 5 hot Pokemon card investments for 2024 to start us out here for the year right after this. Alright guys, I'm Eddie with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be talking about 5 hard. Alright guys, I'm Eddie with Northwoods TCG, and today we're going to be talking about 5 hot Pokemon card investments for 2024. We're starting off the year, and let's start off with a bang and taking a look at some of the sets that have been announced that are going out of rotation, along with some of the sets that may not be getting reprints any longer. There are some good opportunities currently in the market, and today we're going to be breaking that down and taking a look at them. These are fan favorite Pokemon. These are sets that are going out of rotation. These are sets that we probably won't see reprints out of them. And this is a great opportunity to catch these cards where they are potentially at their bottom. So let's take a look at number 5. Alright guys, welcome to number 5. And that's going to be the Celebi V alternate art from Fusion Strike. This one is just hard to believe it's at this price. It is really reasonable at a $25 card. The artwork of this is extremely good. I am really excited to finally have one of these in a PSA 10. I've had one graded and got one in a 10 for my personal collection. I am very excited to add that in, and I think it is going to look fantastic. This is one of those cards that is just completely slept on, in my opinion. $25 is not doing it justice for the overall art and the overall way that this card is presentable. I think that this card will go far. It'll look really well. There's a lot of Celebi fans out there, and this card is just sitting there in all the jumble of alternate arts that came out between Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike. There were a lot of alternate arts, and I think this one kind of got lost in the jumble a little bit. Unless people mention it, you kind of forget that it's there in Fusion Strike. But for $25, I've been picking these up. I've picked up about 12 of them so far, and I'm still looking at picking up a couple more. I think this card is very undervalued, and the art is definitely there to make it justifiable that the price will increase overall on this particular card. Once again, guys, check this card out. Definitely not going to be a bad investment in 2024. Alright guys, here we are at number 4, and that's going to be the Birds. We're going to bring in the Birds from Chilling Reign. That's right, the alternate art trio of Galarian Moltres, the Galarian Zapdos, and the Galarian Articuno, all of which are fantastic arts. They look fantastic. They're great Pokemon investments moving into 2024. They are out of rotation, which means we will not be seeing any more prints of these particular cards. And overall, the value of Chilling Reign is just continuing to go up, which is another appeal to these cards moving up in price. Overall, I think that they're really undervalued. The Moltres looks fantastic. The Zapdos is my least favorite. And of course, the Articuno is probably one of my favorite ones. It just looks so majestic and clean. It's a very nicely done art piece overall. And I think that all of these will do extremely well, depending on what fan favorite you are on these particular birds. Once again, you can buy these ones for around $200. $200 for the trio of these is not bad at all. The grading on these, again, extremely good. You can grade a couple of these and get some really good value out of them just in the grading if you're trying to take some of your single card investments and turn them into graded card investments, or trying to maybe turn some money to be able to pay for those investments and once again get rid of that money sitting on your shelf. Grading might be a great opportunity through PSA to be able to do that. Overall, the Birds look fantastic. I think that they'll do extremely well futuristically. Chilling Reign being out of print and out of rotation now is definitely going to be a draw to collectors thinking that the market might be at bottom dollar now. And I think that they're probably right. These are probably the bottom pricing for these particular cards, and I think they're only going to go up from here. So check them out. Check out the Birds and get them into your personal investments for Pokemon in 2024. Moving on to number 3. All right, number 3, we're going to take a trip back to Fusion Strike with the Espeon VMAX. This is one I never thought would come back down to $120 personally. It was following that Gengar VMAX almost step for step, was about $10 behind it the whole time until it got to about $200. When that happened, the Espeon dropped down to about $120 and the Gengar went up to $220, and they separated heavily. Gengar, once again, is a really popular Pokemon. That card is fantastic, that alternate art for the Gengar. But today, we're talking about the Espeon. The Espeon VMAX, once again, is a great card. It looks fantastic. It's an evolution. Evolutions are hot. Fusion Strike out of rotation, out of print. What's out there is going to continue to stop flowing in. We're going to see less supply of this card, and that is going to give it another reason for it to get a little bit of a march up. The other factor you got to be looking at is, Pokemon is going to be thinking about doing another evolution set. It's a matter of time. Evolutions are hot. Evolutions are the new thing in the Pokemon TCG. And once again, this is another example of an evolution that has a lot of potential in it that has not seen it come through. So I think that this is a great time to jump in at this. 120 if you want to wait it out and see if it goes down to 115, but it's been moving upwards. So I don't think that it's going to go back down at this point in time. I think that this one is going to have an upward trajectory. I've purchased a couple of these. I've purchased 3 of them. And I think that they're going to be really, really good investments overall for me in the next few years. Moving on to number 2. All right, guys, here we are at number 2, and that is going to be the Gods. I'm calling this slide the Gods, and this is going to be the 4 gold cards from Crown Zenith. That's right, the Pokemon Gods are here, and they look fantastic. Overall, the way that these are laid out, the actual ability to put these together to create a mural piece, there are some really good stands that either hold the singles or graded cards that give it that art feel that actually fills in the blanks between the cards and makes a very nice piece that you'll be looking at for your shelf or on your wall, both of which are fantastic for this particular set. And once again, you can get into this for around $200. You can get all 4 of these cards for around $200 currently. You're looking at getting the Giratina at about 74. You're getting the Arceus at about 55, the Palkia at 37, and the Dialga at about 33. Great set, great artwork, really, really going to do really well in the future. The Gods of Pokemon are really, really hot right now with Legends Arceus being out there. You've got that middle ground of arrow chasers that do enjoy that era and understand and love the release of these particular Pokemon. And that is going to give it some caveat moving forward that these cards will do well and they're fan favorite. They're going to be really nice. And once again, do you think that Crown Zenith is going to be getting another reprint as we have seen just recently? That one wasn't even really wanted by a lot of people. And with a popular set, a holiday set of Pokemon 151, which gravitates to more people, are they going to go back and print more Crown Zenith? Probably not. I think we're getting out of the woods for seeing a reprint on those particular sets. Personally, I'm taking it as it's probably done. And if we do see one, it'll be extremely small. Probably nothing to be worried about at that point in time to be changing the value. Even with this reprint that came out recently of Crown Zenith, we did not see a huge drop in the pricing of these particular cards, maybe about $5 to $6 a piece on average. So it's not really all that much. They've done extremely well. They held up to it really well. And I think moving forward that just shows that these are going to be really, really popular and they're going to be here to stay. So definitely check out the Gods of Pokemon, the gold Pokemon cards from Crown Zenith. Moving on to number 1. All right, before we go to number 1, make sure that you hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and last but not least, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. It helps out a ton, and it also moves the community up a little bit more with you joining. So, if you do like this kind of content, please let me know in the comments. Are there any cards that you see out there that are undervalued? Other sets, other cards that are going out of rotation, such as out of that Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, Celebrations, and also Fusion Strike. They're going out of rotation. They are completely out of print now at this point in time. Do you think that there is some cards in those areas that are still really undervalued? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm always appreciate to hear what you guys have to say. It really can help me maybe pinpoint some content that a majority of you are looking for, and also maybe gives me an opportunity to do some research around that area to see what else might be available for your Pokemon card investments in 2024. So with that being said, let's kick in to number 1. All right, number 1, we're kicking it right back to Crown Zenith, and this is going to be the Mewtwo V-Star. This card to me is completely underrated. It is $50 right now. $49 right now, roughly, on TCG Player to $50. Overall, the card is just a fantastic artwork. It looks great. It's a little bit more difficult to pull, and it's really, really being slept on. Even compared to that Giratina, I think that this card takes over the gold cards personally, It's battling right between all four of them. It's dead center between them on the card list for Crown Zenith. And I think that this one will do extremely well futuristically. There are a lot of Mewtwo collectors. There are a lot of Mewtwo fans. And as the Pokemon TCG continues to grow, we see more and more Mewtwo fans showing up. He is the villain from the original anime movies. He is the chase of red and blue and yellow. And you remember working your butt off to get that Master Ball to get over to the cave and capture Mewtwo after you beat the Elite Four. So, if you have those memories, that nostalgia, you're definitely going to want these Mewtwo cards. The collections on these are building. It's probably one of the top 10 most collected cards is in that Mewtwo category, and we can see value-wise why Mewtwo's do well over time. Sometimes they're a little bit slow taking off. Sometimes it takes 4 or 5 years, but they always seem to manage to get some traction, and they do extremely well in the future. So, if you purchase this card, you will not regret it. I think that $50 is a steal of a deal on this card, and this is probably one of the bigger plays out of the Crown Zenith decks. I think that this will do really well. Definitely look for it. If you look around on eBay, I've been seeing some sales go on eBay somewhere around 45. So there is a chance to maybe get some more value out of this particular card. But right now, at anywhere under $50 is a steal of a deal for this particular card. I've been collecting a bunch of these. I've actually put the most money I've ever put in a singles into this particular card, taking a shot at it just because I truly do believe that it is slept on. I've now purchased a total of 22 of these particular cards, and I think that they're going to do really well in time. Once again, check them out. Check out those Mewtwo's. Remember, Mewtwo is still a very sought-after Pokemon in the Pokemon TCG. There are a lot of Mewtwo fans, and that will continue moving forward. So, if you do like this list, just as a reminder, hit that subscribe. Hopefully, I've earned it today with this video. Hopefully, it's something that you learned something, or maybe got some directions for some cards that maybe you forgot about. Sometimes we forget about those older sets and some of the chases like that Celebi V, the birds from Chilling Reign, and of course that Espeon VMAX being almost 3 years old, coming up almost 3 years old now. They are definitely one of them things that you sometimes put at the back of your mind in all the craziness of all the new sets. So check those out. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other cards that you can think of. And other than that, guys, check out the 2 videos at the end. I will put them up for your information afterwards. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.